Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Waldhart, and you are here with Amanda's InspirationStation.com. You are here today for my weekly Wednesday. Every Wednesday, I come to you with two projects, either cards, 3D, treats, you name it. I've come with lots of different things. So if you're following me on YouTube, thank you so much for taking the time to follow me. If you are new and you are just finding this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. It's completely free. You just hit that subscribe button. And today I have some exciting brand new product. So yesterday, Stamping Up launched new product that will be coming in our new annual catalog May 3rd. This is called Waves of Ocean, and I'm going to share it with you. So I'm going to flip you down here so I can share a few things with you. All right. So this is the new product called Waves of Ocean, and it comes with a stamp set and bundles. Oh my gosh, it is a bundle. Comes with stamp sets and dies. So here is the stamp set, and then it comes with matching dies that we're going to use today. And then it also comes with some other gorgeous things, and I want to actually show those to you. So first and foremost, I think my favorite, it's a toss-up between two things. It's a toss-up between the basic jewel rhinestones and the foils, but this picture doesn't do it justice, so I'm going to quick show. So these are the jewels, and we're actually going to use these today. They are so pretty, and I don't know if you guys can look at that. Gorgeous. All right, so we're going to use those today. Then see, this is the toss up. This is where the foils come in. So I'm going to pull out, there's three colors to these foils. One is silver, which we all know what silver foil looks like. But the last two colors are new. We have never had these before. So we have Night of Navy. You can see my light in the reflection. Sorry. Night of Navy. And then we have Coastal Cabana. Yes, I said Coastal Cabana because I love Coastal Cabana. It's like Bermuda Bay used to be my favorite color, and I still love Bermuda Bay. It is still right up there, but Coastal Cabana is just slowly but surely sneaking its way up there, which is ironic because they both look gorgeous together. Okay, and then we have this designer series paper. So we have different sides to this designer series paper. Just gorgeous. Look at this. Okay, these two are the same. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This one's my favorite. That one's my favorite. I love it. This one I've already shown. Here's some more. Just very pretty. So we're going to make two cards today, actually, using this suite. And I do have a special on this suite right now that I want to share. I started it yesterday, and it is good through next Tuesday, March 8th. If you purchase this entire suite from me, that sells for $79.25. And you use this hostess code. So it's very important to use this hostess code. I do have the link below as well. I will mail you free of charge the blue adhesive-backed gems. And I'm actually going to pull out my book because I had to order some more of these gems because I used mine, but they look really great with these projects. But these are the adhesive gems right here, and they are a value of $8. So if you order this whole suite with me, now until March 8th, just go on my website at amandasinspirationstation.com, place your order, and I will mail you a package of those completely free, along with a card that you can reuse, a thank you card. So I would, that's just a fun little thing, and I'm going to show you two of the cards that we're going to do today. So let's get started. And actually, I do want to share one more thing. So this card, which is one of the cards we're going to make today, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this card. I participated in a card swap that was 14 demonstrators from around the United States, and it was all waves of ocean. So I am just now each day getting some of these swap cards in. I should have them in by next Monday night, hopefully. And I plan to share all them on my Monday night Facebook Live. It will be at 6 o'clock Central Time. And you just go to Facebook and go under Amanda's Inspiration Station. So I will be showing all the cards. This is the one that I did for the swap. So super fun, super cute. I absolutely love it. It says, "You're so totally awesome." And then on the inside, it says, "Happy birthday." So that's the card that I did for the swap. Then I made this card also for our weekly Wednesday. So we're going to make this card today, and we're going to do this one. Now this one's fun because we're going to use some blending brushes today. I love blending brushes, and we're going to use some of that. And we're not just going to use it on the background. We're also going to be using it on the wave. So we're going to have fun with that too. And I have my Stamparatus out. Haven't used it in a little while, and I'm like, this is perfect for it. So let's get to work. Let's actually do this one right here. This one's fun. So let's do this one. That means we're going to use our Stamparatus here. Also, in the link below is a link for, in my links, I have multiple links. One of them is for a printable project sheet. So I offer a free project sheet for all of my weekly Wednesday projects. You can just click on it and it takes you right to a PDF and you can print it. The project sheet will have a colored picture of both these cards. It'll also give the measurements and the supply list of what we used. The video that we're doing right now is actually your instructions. All right, so we're going to start with card base. We're going to start with just jade. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and you can score it at 4 1/4, or just fold it in half like I do. But use your bone folder to varnish in the creases. Our card's actually going to go this way today. So we're going to have a card stock basic white on the inside, and I didn't stamp anything on there, so I'm leaving that blank. I do generally like to stamp things, but sometimes I like to leave it blank just for me to be able to write as well. All right, so this piece measures at 4 by 5 1/4. That's our inside. Now we have a couple other pieces here. Now my crumb cake here measures at 5 by 3 1/4. And then we have another piece here that is 3 1/2 by 4 1/4, because that's what's going to go over like that. And then this piece right here is where we're going to stamp our little seagull. This piece here is what we're going to die cut out the wave. And then I realized I must not have grabbed a scrap piece of paper for this piece. And that's okay, because I'm going to go grab one. We have our little wave right here, so we're going to do that too. So here's a piece of scrap white that we're going to do. All right, so let's get started. Let's start with doing some blending brushes first. The colors that we are going to use are So Saffron, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, and those are the three that we're going to do as our little background here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these all up. And I'm going to start with the Coastal Cabana. Now, not Coastal Cabana, I'm sorry, the Calypso Coral. But because this is a darker color, I don't want it to be super dark on my card, because I want this to look more like a very faded sunset. So I'm going to just go in a circular motion off on the side here. And then I'm just going to kind of go over it like this. Now, the great thing about these blending brushes, look at, I just got a little mark there. You can go over as many times as you want, and you can keep doing some shading. Let's see if we can get this out. If not, you know what? That does seem kind of dark, doesn't it? Let's just flip it over. Flip over. All right, let's start over. All right, now we're gonna do this. I don't know where that little mark came from. I must have had a little chunk on my brush or something, like a hair or something. All right. So there is the start of my top piece. Now I do have it a little bit darker over there. That's okay. Now I'm going to go into my So Saffron. Now this is a lighter color, but I still want to go off on it. So I don't want to just put it directly to my page. So I'm going to go right under the Calypso Coral, but then I'm going to kind of brush all the way up into the Calypso Coral. This is where some of the blending comes in. So we're just going to go like that. Now, I'm not going to do that with the blue. I'm only doing it with these two colors because Calypso Coral is obviously more of a coral color, obviously. And then we have So Saffron, which is a light yellow. But if you blend them together, you've got then the start of a little bit of an orange. And that's kind of like the sunset, right? It kind of blends together. All right, so there's that. Now I want to do my Coastal Cabana. And I'm just going to do that into the bottom. Now I am going to have this go a little bit into the yellow, just a little bit, just so that it blends. All right, there's that. Look how fun that is. I love, and you know, I'm actually going to go into the yellow just a little bit. I actually, well, I just got a little dark there, but that's okay. I did get that a little too dark, more than I wanted to, but it's going to be covered by the wave, so we're not going to worry about it. So I really do like these blending brushes. I just think they're fabulous. They're not hard, just go in a circular motion. I know that with a lot of my customers and my ladies that I stamp with on a regular basis, they were just a little scared because of this particular example. But don't be. Just always go off to the grid paper and just do as much. Always start little because you can always add. It's very hard to take away. It's pretty near impossible. So definitely just start light and then work your way to dark for it to be darker. All right, so let's bring out our Stamparatus here. I have a scrap piece of white paper here. Doesn't matter. So we're going to use blending brushes for this too. Now you could use sponge daubers, but that's not what I'm going to do. So what I am going to do is I'm going to actually use two colors. I'm going to use Coastal Cabana and I'm going to use Just Jade. Now I'm only going to use the blending brush with the Just Jade. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up with Coastal Cabana, and I'm actually going to put my stamp set right underneath here like this because then it makes it even. So I'm going to stamp this with my Coastal Cabana. Now I'm going to take the Just Jade ink pad, Just Jade ink pad. I'm going to take my blending brush. I'm going to go like this. Now I do want to still kind of make sure I'm not too dark. And I'm just going to kind of go in some circular motions. I'm having a hard time talking today. In some random areas. I'm not going to do the whole thing. But now that I've done that, I may just kind of lightly go over and let's see what happens. Okay. This is a fun little experiment. So now we're going to go like this. We're going to do some gentle rubbing, some pushing. All right. All right. So see how I feel like I could do that in some dark. I feel like I could make that a little darker. So now I'm just going to add some more color into it. See, you can always add, you can't always take away. So I'm actually going to bring some more Calypso Coral. I just stuck my finger in that. There we go. I do want to bring some Calypso Coral into here. All right, let's try this again. So give it a firm little push. There, I like that much better. So now with this, I do want to share something. As you can see, I pushed a little hard and I got that little ring right there. That's okay because we're going to cut it out. We're fussy cutting it out. So no worries about that. So let's get out our scissors. And I want my big scissors. Which here they are, because we're going to cut that right out. All right. And you're just going to kind of do the best that you can with it. Usually I do when I'm fussy cutting, I usually do leave a little bit of the white rim around it, but I'm not really going to do that with this because I'm putting a die over top of it. I'm overlapping it. I don't want to do that. Now I do have one more thing that we're going to do with this, and that is we're going to bring back our Coastal Cabana. We're going to bring back our blending brush. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to actually go in the middle of it a little bit to kind of fill in the more whiter areas. Because I don't really want that, but I don't want it super dark either. There. So that's it. I love it. Okay, so now let's take our die and we're going to die cut. There's two dies here. We're going to for the next card, we use both of them for the next card. I've already die cutted them though, because I thought, well, I'm going to show you how to die cut it now. So I didn't feel I needed to do that. So you can tell the difference. One of them has where it's a straight line, and then this one kind of curves. So it's got kind of a point and then it curves. We're going to use the curve one because I want that to go over that. But with this one, I used both of them. I feel like the one that's got the corner is the back one, and I could be wrong, but that's kind of how I do it. So I am using a piece of scrap Just Jade cardstock, but if you want to measure this, you definitely need this to be at least 2.5 inches. And then this would be, which I believe I put the measurements in there, about 5.5. 5.25 would be cutting it really closely. All right, so let's bring out my cut and emboss machine. We're going to bring that over here to the table. And I'm just going to place that on top. And I'm just going to run it through. I don't know about you guys, but I always run it through and back. I that's like a habit of mine. I don't just run it through one time. I always do it forward and back. Forward and back. All right. So let's get that. And you can see some of the pieces are already falling apart. And I'm going to grab my little poker tool here. And there we go. All right. Now, I'm also going to state something. I do not use the fine tip glue. I hate it. So I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I am not a fan of it at all. I love the concept of it, and that's it. I never can get the needle in the hole. And I consider myself someone who has decent eyesight, and I still can't do it. It goops up on me, and then I have a hard time with it. So I don't use it. So there's that. I love Stamping Up, clearly. I love everything. That is just the one thing that is just not my favorite. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. So I'm literally using my green glue. And you could put green glue on your silicone mat and then use a sponge and kind of dab this if you wanted to. I tried it and I felt it took too long. For me, if you just, I'm going to say my favorite saying when it comes to glue, just dot, not a lot, you will be fine. All right. So now I am literally going to place this over top, line it up, and go like this. There we go. I love this set. You know, I love to travel, and I like to travel where there's places with water. So for me, this is great for cards, but it's also great for like my scrapbooks. I love this stuff for my scrapbooks. So, all right. So now that we have our wave put together, we have this. We are going to finish two more things before we start our card. So we need to stamp our little seagull here. And I'm just stamping him in crumb cake on a scrap piece of basic white. And the second thing we have to do, yeah, sorry guys. No, we don't have to fussy cut him out. Ha ha ha. We don't have to fussy cut him. There's a die for him. There's lots of dies in here. We got some of these, just some shapes for labels. There's some clouds. There's even some birds. You could do the birds. So there's lots of fun things. All right. So we're going to run him through our machine. So I do need this little machine again. By the way, I could pull out my mini machine, but that's not right by me, so I'm not going to do that. But right now, the mini machine is on sale. It normally sells for $60, and it is on sale right now. It is part of our sale with a lot of our bundles. You do not want to miss out on that. That's a great time to grab that. It's nice, especially if you like travel. Like, are you one of those crafters that likes to go away for like ladies' weekends? You rent houses or go to crafting retreats. The mini is really nice to take for that. All right, so we got that out. Now we have him done. Okay, so let's put our card together. So first of all, we're going to attach this, our wave, but this is longer than the piece. So when I attach this to the bottom here, I'm just going to flip this over and I'm just going to trim this off. Okay, we don't need that. It's totally fine. Now we're going to tuck him under the edge of the wave. I don't really know if it's a him. So we're going to do that. Okay, and I'm going to make sure I don't have this all the way down. So I want to make sure that that's all the way down. And I'm going to take my little glue here because I can already tell you that some of this is coming up just a tiny bit. So I'm just going to take that and I'm going to put the little glue there and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a pressure from my finger. And then there we go. All right. So now we're going to use Night of Navy. And I'm going to bring that in for the seine and pray I don't press too hard where I leave a mark. All right, so stamp down and up. Yay! All right, and now we have our little birds. Birds. Don't press too hard on the birds because I will tell you, you will end up with a little mark and you do not want that. All right, so there's that. So now I'm just going to flip this over, attach it flat. This is the card that is the most time consuming. I don't feel like the other card is as time consuming. All right, so I'm putting all this on my card flat. I did not pop it up. I didn't pop anything up. This is a flat card. All right, there you guys have it. We did some techniques, some blending. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. All right, so there's our first card. So let's go to our second card. Now, our second card, I've already done some stuff, so we don't have to do all the things. The only thing that I have not done is I have not ran this through the embossing folder yet, which we're going to do. Which I was like, wait, I swear I brought it. So the embossing folder that we're going to run this through is the painted textures. I know it sounds kind of weird because it does look like painted textures, but to me, it almost looks like water in the background. It kind of looks like it could be water. So that's what I'm going to use. So let's run that through the machine first, and then we'll just stamp and put our card together. All right, so for this one, I'm going to have to change my plates because this is a 3D embossing folder, which means it's a thicker embossing folder. So we're still going to use our base, but because it is a 3D one, not a regular embossing folder, we're going to go here and we need to use our gray plate, okay? If you still have a Big Shot, you will want to use that blue plate if you purchased that blue plate prior, or you can still purchase this plate. You can use this through that too. All right, so I'm just going to run this through. And all right, oh, there we go. There it is. Now, I want to show you guys something when I'm done with this, so hopefully I don't forget. When I was designing this card, this was the one I made first. And then I thought, what if I made this card, but instead of using the Coastal Cabana and the Pacific Point, I actually use the foil paper. So I want to show you this card with the foil paper and without the foil paper. So it's the exact same card. I've got it right here. All right. So here it is with the foil paper, which I do love the shininess of it. Here it is without. Now, I ended up making it without. And the reason why is because even though I like the shininess of this, I thought that these two colors contrasted and stuck out more than this did. So, but I wanted to share with you both these cards because both of them are great cards. I just, for the swap, I decided I was going to do this one instead. All right, so let's get out our pieces. We've got a lot of pieces going on here. So I've already cut out the waves because we don't need to do that again. Card base, 5.5 by 8.5. Score it at 4 1/4 or fold in half or fold in half. Use your bone folder. Okay. Now on the inside, I used the same as the outer here. I used this scallop. It's from our scalloped contour dies. This is the second largest one. So I used this for the center, and I just literally stamped happy birthday and a little bird in there. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to bring out my Pacific Point, and I'm going to stamp the happy birthday right in the center, just like that. And then I'm also going to bring back my Night of Navy because we're going to do the birds and Night of Navy. So I'm just going to stamp my little there. Oh, you guys, look at, I got a little too close. Can you see that tiny little dot? Seriously, I'm batting 1,000 today. I'm bringing out my Tombow Mono Sand Eraser. If you do not have one of these, I've been talking about this a lot lately in my videos because clearly I've been making a few mistakes in my videos. It's all right. These are wonderful to have. I bought them on Amazon. You can buy them. I think they come a couple in a pack. They're awesome. All right. So we need to do a few stamping. So for the tag, I'm going to use Pacific Point, and I'm going to stamp this. Oops, there's like a little hair in there. And that says you're so totally awesome. Okay, I'm done with the Pacific Point, so I don't need that anymore. But I'm going to bring back my So Saffron. And I'm going to use a sponge dauber because I love sponge daubers. And I'm literally going to dab a little sun. There we go. There's my little sun. Super easy, super fun. But now we need to bring the birds back. And I'll do one like that. There we go. I'm going to bring that up. There's our birds. Okay. So now that we have everything stamped, we need to put our card together. So I'm going to get out my green glue again. We are going to cut some of this off. So remember, we have two waves. We have one that has a corner and one that is rounded. The corner one is the larger one, so I'm going to put that one on the back. Now, when I'm doing my little dot dot with my glue here, I am not going to put glue like over to the edge here because I'm going to cut that piece off. And I'll show you because it's too long for the scalloped rectangle die. So I'm just doing a couple little dots here, probably up to midway point. And what I'm going to do is this has like a stitched inside. I want to line this edge up inside the stitched set like piece. So the bottom's going to go right above the stitch here and the side's going to go inside. So that's that. Now we're going to do the same thing with this one. Remember, dot, dot, not a lot. I think I like saying that. I've been saying it for years. I had a teacher in elementary school teach me that. I know some of you who have followed my videos or who know me know that I've said that a million times. But I don't know what it is. But now even my kids, like whenever they need glue for something, they look at me and they're like, dot, dot, not a lot. Of course, they say it sarcastic, just like I said it, just like that, because they make fun of me. You know, they're 15 and 12. Of course, they make fun of me. All right. So we're just going to place that over the top, just like that. And I just noticed I have one little piece here that didn't pop out. So I'm just going to take my poker tool and get that out. There we go. Now I'm going to just trim this off. So I'm going to flip this over. Actually, I'm not going to flip this over because I want this to be cut right about where the line is for the stitching. So I know my fingers were in the way, but I just trimmed that off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a little bit of glue here. The nice thing about multi-purpose liquid adhesive glue, that's a long name. It really is. It's called, yes, multi-liquid glue. Multi-purpose, I don't know. We call it green glue. The great thing about this green glue, which I have quite a few ladies I know that hate it because it sticks to their fingers, which yes, it does. It's glue. But what I do like is when it dries clear. So I do like that. Now I have a little bit of glue here on the edge, so I just want to get that off. And I'm just using a adhesive eraser, which we used to sell. We no longer sell that. So again, you can get those on Amazon. All right, so there's my piece right there. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to start to put our stuff together. So before we can attach this. This is the first layer of our card, and it's going to go flat. It's just white. It measures at 4 by 5 1/4. So we're just going to do that. And give me just a second here. I kind of have that. There we go. All right. So before we do that, we want to actually, I want to put some ribbon around this. So I have some ribbon here. And I need some ribbon that's going to go across this. This ribbon is the Pool Party sheer ribbon. And sadly, this is all I have left of it. So I'm going to have to order some more of that. All right. Before we put this across, we're going to run it through these two little holes here. So I'm going to, from the back, I'm going to bring it forward like this. So it's on this side. And then I'm going to bring it forward. So we really want it mostly to be on the back side of this. So see how it's on the back like this? And we're going to go like this. Now I'm going to place this flat first because I do want to show you a little thing that I'm going to do. So we're going to kind of put this up to the top left corner flat. Okay, just like that. And then what we're going to do is, because there's like these little jagged pieces right here that we cut off, this is where we're going to cover it with this. But before we attach these sides behind the cardstock, I want to use dimensionals on the back of this. Okay, so I've got 2 dimensionals. I'm going to, it helps to hold the ribbon in place for one. So we're going to unpeel those like that. And it also pops it up, which I like things popped up. All right, so now I'm going to do that. Now it's going to stay like that. So now I can just flip this over, and I can go ahead and I can put my adhesive, fold that over just like that so it's sticking to the adhesive. And now we're going to go ahead and attach this to our front of our card. And we're attaching it flat. So there's that. We also still need to put our inside in. So let's put our inside in, and we're going to center that in the card. Just like that. Sometimes putting dies in the inside just makes the card a little extra special, a little prettier. All right, so now we only have 2 more things left to do. We have to tie a bow, to add a bow, and then we're going to add some of that new gorgeous rhinestones because they are absolutely gorgeous. So first of all, I'm going to get out my little bow maker here, and I'm going to tie my bow. For those of you who have a bow maker and you don't know how to use it, I do have a video on how to use a bow maker on my YouTube channel. It's probably one of the very first videos I did, so you'll have to scroll back, but you just wrap it around the back, cross it. Whatever piece is crossed on the top, so this is my top piece, I'm now going to tuck under and through the pegs. So now it's in the back. I tucked it under and through the pegs, so it's in the back. Now I'm going to bring it forward, but through the pegs. And I'm just going to tie a knot. And I'm going to tie it really tight so the center's a knot. And then I'm going to take my scissors, my ribbon scissors, which these are not my ribbon scissors, but it worked well, so we'll go with it. And I'm just going to pull it up, and there's my little bow. Now, for attaching the bow, I always attach a bow with a mini glue dot. I find that it stays on the best. So I'm going to just put my ribbon right there. So there's my ribbon. And now we have to add some of these gorgeous jewels because they're gorgeous. All right. So these jewels, I mean, look at, there's Bermuda Bay, Granny Apple Green, Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy. I'm not sure what this one is. Let me see. What are the, you know what? I wonder if this sheet tells you what colors they are. Oh, they're so gorgeous. Why, yes, it does. It just says, yep, Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy. Oh, Pacific Point. So there's 6 colors. So that other one is Pacific Point. So pretty. All right, so I don't really have a whole lot of the Night of Navy, or the Pacific Point, but we're just going to do that. And I'm going to put another one up there. And I'm going to put another one right there. All right, there you have it. Look at these. Fabulous. I love these cards. Super cute. I hope you guys can join me next Monday for my Facebook Live where I'll show the other swaps from this suite. I hope you guys enjoyed these cards. I hope you enjoy the product. Remember, go grab that suite. Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. If you use that host code, I will mail you a free package of the blue adhesive-backed gems valued at $8, free of charge. I will just mail them to you because this is great, and they will match this project as well. So it's just great, great, great. I love it, love it. All right, you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next week for Weekly Wednesday. Bye.